30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This is 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock in the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer. You're listening to Bock in the Blackshirt on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, let's go. Welcome to 93.7 The Ticket. The captain's Bock in the Blackshirt. That's with right. The captain's show. It is Window World Wednesday here at 93.7 The Ticket. We're going to talk about the transfer portal for basketball. We're going to talk about some football, some spring ball. We're going to talk about Trev Albert and what he's been doing at Texas A&M. And we're going to talk about Fred Hoiberg, how busy he's been down the trail this week. We also got some coaches who spoke yesterday. We're going to listen to them too. All right, Bock, let's get started. Fred Hoiberg has been on fire, Bock. 5 players, it seemed like, since last week that Nebraska has gotten in the transfer portal. Starting with Will Cooper, who played at Air Force / Millard South grad, commits to Nebraska. 6'6" freshman, average 6.4 points a game, 1.8 rebounds a game, over 17 minutes a game, shot 46% from the floor and 39.7 from the three-point line, Bock.
Yeah, this is the fifth edition now, 5 editions, I should say, in 6 days for Nebraska. Will Cooper is definitely an interesting one. As many of these guys kind of bring length and shooting ability, which I like to see. Kind of got it going a little bit. Only averaged 5 points and 2 rebounds. I think this is more about what he projects to be. We've certainly seen guys over the last couple of years that used to play their high school hoops here in Nebraska, maybe earn their way back to Nebraska, have to go to some smaller schools. Of course, that was Sam Griesel. We saw him go through that route. We've seen others. So this is kind of, and it fits into that category. Will Cooper, as just a true freshman last year, now will have 3 years of eligibility here with Nebraska.
All right, Kendall Blue, St. Thomas University, latest 6'6", average 12.3 points a game, 4.4 rebounds a game. I don't know his status as in what his classification is, Baco. He's a one-and-done guy, but, hey, them 12 points can help too.
Yeah, he appears to be a one-and-done type of guy. He was a junior last year, probably senior to be. I believe he's only got one. I mean, tough to tell. He's got 3 years of stats. These days, you don't know what that means. Maybe you get an extra year, but I think the COVID year had passed by when he got into college. But again, shot 41% from beyond the arc, 6'6", so he's got that length to him as well. And looks to be, more of a guard. It's kind of funny because these guys, the 6'6", 6'7" guys can kind of fit him in at guard or on the wing. And he's more of the guard type. So maybe we'll be looking to handle the ball there along with Jamarcus Lawrence, Sam Hoiberg types next year.
All right, the third one, Price Sanford, Iowa, average 8.8 points a game, 1.3 assists, and shot 40 from the three-point line, Bock.
Yeah, Price, and certainly Nebraska got a close look at him, obviously playing over there at Iowa. His brother turned into a real star. I mean, a really good player. And we were fortunate on Adam Carricker's show the other day to talk with the voice of the Huskers. And it was kind of interesting, Kent Pavelka, obviously, and how he was talking about it. He said, as he was talking to us, at one point he just looked over to his color commentator, Jake Muehlheisen, and saying, we need a guy like that. We need a Sanford. And Nebraska able to get him. His family's got some connections here, but certainly he fits right into, like we've been saying, length and shooting moving forward for Nebraska. And he has, I've been saying all along, I'm interested to see if he can become the shooter that his brother was, because that's what he's kind of known for, what he's coming over for. And his stats are very similar to his brother's the first couple of years his brother played. The only difference being his brother hit a free throw numbers were really, really good. Price, I think, was hovering around 68, 70%. So that'd have to go up a little bit, but he definitely is a guy that has some potential. 2 years, I believe, still to play here for the Huskers.
All right. This Bock, you got to help me with this other name. You got, what is it? Uganis Javerkovic?
Yari Cervesha. It's tough to say.
Yeah, it's tough to say. Central Michigan guy, averaged 16.2 points a game, 7.3 rebounds, shot 53 from the field, and 71.8 from beyond the arc. So
yeah, and he's kind of interesting too. We'll see. Kind of he can shoot the three. So certainly a stretch player there. 6'10", will fit alongside Rink Mast. And again, going back to the conversation yesterday with Pavelka, he feels like they've definitely got a better front court this year with the return of Rink Mast. With Oogie, as they're going to call him. I think, with Berkay Buchtengel, a lot of people want to avoid the Buchtengel part, so they just call him BK, you might have heard, or Berkay. And Ugnis is going to probably be called Oogie more often than not. But, with their size down there, and then, like I said, even their guards, I mean, still Connor Essegian and Sam Hoiberg. I mean, we know some of the returning players don't quite have the length or the size. And so it was very important to get to the size out of the portal. And man, have they done that. And then don't forget about, and this isn't transfer portal, but Braden Frager and Quentin Grimes. Frager redshirted last year, so he'll be available this upcoming year, and Quentin Grimes will be the freshman. So again, the team is starting to fill out. Looks like they're going to have a long team that has some pretty darn good, like I said, length, but also size, and they're going to shoot pretty well. My intrigue is this blue fall into the point guard category? Jamarcus Lawrence, they kind of tried to turn him into a point guard with varying results 2 years ago. Maybe Hoiberg, that last game there, they didn't have a point guard necessarily, or a traditional point guard maybe for that tournament, but Hoiberg had 7 assists, 0 turnovers in that final game. So that certainly could help. And remember, you kind of go through it. It's always, is this the most complete team? It might not be a complete team. It's tough for a lot of teams to fill every, get every type of player and for every situation. This year's team, I thought they did a good job of getting bigs, getting a 7-footer at times out there to go up against those Big Ten bigs. So I'm intrigued to see kind of who their ball handler would be. Maybe there's still somebody at the portal that they would be identifying, or maybe they feel like they've got the ball handlers in place on this roster. And again, it might not be your traditional point guard, but they might make up with that, again, with their length and shooting and some of the other things that they can bring to the table. We're all really excited about Rink Mast's possibility of, I shouldn't say possibility, Rink Mast coming back, because he's already announced that. Third team All Big Ten player that they can build around. And if you look at it that way, I mean, if you look at each one of these additions, say, who's Bryce Williams? Which is the Bryce Williams of this group? Probably not one of those guys in there. It's going to be a different team, right? But if you kind of build it around Rink Mast, I think they've kind of put a pretty good team together that can try to climb up those Big Ten standings.
Now, when we talk about Jamarcus Lawrence, he was a Husker before. So he went to Rhode Island for a year, worked on his shot, got his points up, kind of got his 3-point shot back, averaged 9.9 points at Rhode Island and 2.5 assists. Is this the point guard type guy that we go back to?
It could be. Again, I think it's interesting because if you kind of forced him into that point guard role, he struggled a little bit into that. And then toward the end of that season 2 years ago, they kind of let up, maybe gave up on that to a degree and just let him play. And I think he just flows better when not forced into that position. But he certainly could be. Again, what do you need in a point guard? Like a true guy set up, a big time assist guy? I don't think that's not. Jamarcus Lawrence is still, I think his assist to turnover ratio is hovering around even. It might be a little bit above that, so I don't want to completely take it away, but he's not necessarily your true point guard. But he's a guy that's pretty good at if you remember from a couple years ago, he can get a pretty quality shot on his own. We talk a lot about guys that are able to create their own shots. At least, and I don't know, I would have to check with some of these new guys to see. I haven't seen enough tape on Kendall Blue to see whether he can and whether that will translate to the Big Ten level. Will Cooper kind of the same way there, but he averaged 5 points a game last year. So kind of taking all that into consideration, I'm not sure again if they're going to have your absolute traditional point guard, but they've got guys that can handle the ball, bring the ball up court, and do that sort of thing. So I'm not worried about so much about a press or anything like that. But do they have a guy that's going to have 5-6 assists, lead the league in assists? Probably not. Remember, they had that in Cam Mack years ago, led the Big Ten assists. People forget about the Cam Mack era, and that obviously didn't work out to Nebraska's fruition. They didn't win a whole lot of games there, so they can have a successful team again with having some holes. I know a lot of people will be hoping that they can add that piece, and that's really the missing piece at this point. Again, I think you got some size. Maybe if you wanted to add another big, with Oogie and Rinkmass and Berke, you're solid there. As long as you don't have an injury. If you have an injury, then you kind of get pretty thin with your bigs. But again, Kel Jacobson has played big before. He's only 6'4". You don't want to force him into doing that. But maybe some of your 6'6" guys could, in modern day basketball, fit into that a little bit more. But against your traditional Big Ten teams, that could be an option. Or as everybody has kind of noted, okay, they got shooting, they got wings galore, and now they have a pretty good front court here. Maybe that ball handler is the final piece.
Now, Derek in the car says they are still missing a stud point guard. All the other pieces are falling into place, but Fred must get a real point guard. Good discussion. Derek in the car also says J-Mac is a 2. We need a true ball handler with turnover to assist ratio in the black. What you think about that, Bob? You're a basketball guy.
Yeah.
You should know all this.
Well, I'm saying it all.
You're my basketball analyst. Lakers in 5. I started to sing you that yesterday. I'm gonna sing. I want to see, can we get it on here and hear it?
Yeah.
So we're gonna go on break once we come back from break. But yeah, I think that Fred has opened his eyes. I don't know if this is gonna be a running gun team. You still have some bigs, but you have bigs that can shoot threes now. But we're also gonna need a true ball handler, like Derek in the car said. I think having a true point guard that can really free some defenders and cause some matchup plays would be good for Nebraska.
Absolutely, it would. Like I said, I'm trying to find different ways of saying it, but that's kind of what they are missing right now. And I've gone as far as to say, you can't have holes on the team, and that would be one. But that's going to be something that if they don't necessarily address, or again, I want to look a little bit more into some of the pieces that they've added to see if they could help address that. But there's nobody, again, when you go back to that assist to turnover ratio for these guys that have played, you look at Kendall Blue, who was this past year. I don't think he's going to fit into that category, though it's somewhat solid. 2.4 assists this last year to 1.6 turnovers. It doesn't seem like they necessarily have that guy yet on the roster. Still opportunity to add, of course. They've been moving very quickly. If that's what you're kind of looking at, is that this compared to last year, and every year is like this now. I mean, in college basketball, you're just going to build a team every year.
On a scale 1 to 10, is this team better right now than the last year team?
It's tough to say
because we haven't seen them play. I know we haven't seen them play but what really gets my attention on these 5 players are that they all average something. They all bring something to the table. All of them shoots over or damn near 40% from the 3-point line.
Yeah, I think without a doubt they're going to be a better shooting team. And again, I think their front court looks better once you get into the wings. And I think they can provide, some like if Essien and Sanford are your starting wing players. I think obviously you've got shooting there. I think together they probably combined for about 20 points per game last season. So you would want that to go up a little bit. It's just different, right? They're going to be really solid players that add a lot to the team, but are they going to be Bryce Williams? Probably not.
I think we need more. We need more team effort than 2 people.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd rather have 5 guys who all score in double figures than to have 1 guy who scores in double figure and the rest of the team doesn't do that, because we've seen at times when Bryce Williams and what's the other guy name? Juwan Gary. I mean, they was the only 2 that did something that game. And I mean, you have 2 guys scoring 30 and 20 points, and then the other guy tapers off way down at 8 points, 6 points. So, having two other guys that can score 10 points a game is a big help to Fred Hoiberg and this basketball team.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think that's probably a good way of phrasing it, is that they, I don't know if they're going to be better or worse, or talent is better or worse. There are areas that are better, and then there are areas that probably aren't going to live up to that. But to your point, I think when the shot clock is running down and you've got Lawrence and Asesian and Sanford and Mass and Ugi Urasavicius out there, any of them can shoot. There's not a bad shot out there, for somebody to take. Like it gets lost in rotation. One of them's out there beyond the arc, or you have to force something up late. You're happy with any of them taking a shot. So I just think, and this team, quite honestly, this past year's team, for those that have followed Nebraska basketball for long enough, might not have had as bad of a drought. Previous Nebraska teams have had 5-6 minute scoring droughts that would be hard to get out of. This team was not so bad at that, but it's hard to imagine this upcoming team going through that, just because there are going to be so many options. So as a team, I think the scoring effort is going to be more, carried throughout that, and different guys can certainly show up on different nights. One night you're probably going to have Asesian going off with 6 3-pointers from the outside. Another night we've seen Mass is able to do that. Sanford certainly can do that. Demarcus Lawrence, could score in the 20s. Ugi averaged 14 a game, and he can get it going from the outside. Again, a little bit hesitant. I don't want you to necessarily think of him as he's a stretch big, but he's kind of in Berkey's category as far as 3-point shooting percentage, which I think we all want to see go up. So kind of in that sort of feel, but while not maybe being lethal from the outside, he can provide a threat. And he averaged 14 and 10, I believe, again, outside of just shooting the three. So he's going to add a lot to the table. And like you were just kind of saying, I think it's just going to be more of a team effort. And sometimes that can be seen as a bad thing, especially, you lose an all Big Ten player that scored more points than anybody ever has at Nebraska. But at times he was just asked to carry too much of the load. And that's part of the reason he scored 20 is because he's forced to. At times he was the only one that was scoring. And so, I just think they're going to have a better time of being able to find a different guy stepping up on a given night, and that makes it tough to scout for the opposition.
Now, Bock, I want to ask you this question because I seen it on X somewhere that Arkansas player will make $4 million next year playing basketball for Arkansas.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah,
that's
seen that yet.
That is the last pick in the first round of the NBA draft money right there to stay in college.
I wish I was.
That's why a lot of more players
now.
That's why a lot of more you'll see a lot of more players staying in college basketball than you see trying to come out real fast.
That would be fantastic. I haven't seen that yet, but I
got to show it to you.
I think that's the idea, or at least the hope for college basketball moving forward, because and I'm sure you guys grew up with college basketball. You had 4-year players, you had recognizable names, you had guys building up and a really good team. Like I said, this team every year now, you just make a different team with whatever scraps of left of your previous team. Whereas back then you knew kind of what was moving along. So, if they could find a way, and now it's just before the NIL era, it was just like, okay, if it doesn't, you understood it, right? If you can make money overseas, why stay another year and not utilize that year that you could make money in college? And so the dream was always the NBA, but you'd see so many guys that are borderline second round picks say, you know what, here's my chance of my dream. If not, I'm going to go play professionally anyway, somewhere else. And it just kind of hurt the college basketball product. And so that's my hope, is that they can somewhat be competitive with the back end of the draft, so that all those guys, like, sure, the Cooper Flags should go make all your money. The teams are going to build, you're going to be the franchise piece for some team that picks first. If there's gets to a certain level of like, okay, it's going to be hard to compete with NBA money, maybe up to the, 16th, 17th, 20th pick. But as Terrell was saying, if they can get to a point to where those borderline late first rounds, second round picks that are sophomores in college can stay, the college product would be marvelously better. And that's, again, I miss that era. A lot of people love the 80s of college basketball, certainly
absolutely
getting into the 90s, but those early 2000s, and then that transition just once, it just became the one and done era. We've seen a lot of those one and done guys maybe okay or pretty good, but they don't do a whole lot as far as like team success. and certainly nothing for program building or stability moving forward.
Yeah.
All right.
Wasn't
All
it
right.
like Kentucky brought in like 5 freshmen and they all went after 1 year?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're terrible.
It's crazy.
For a while, they were able to
They were
keep
doing
loading
that
up.
a lot.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to break, Bock, and when we come back, we'll go to Uhlir with the Uhlir Report here on Window World Wednesday with Bock and the Black Shirt at 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
You know what's better than waking up early to go to the airport? Sleeping in. Lucky for you, the lines at the Lincoln Airport are so short and our service is so fast. You won't need to sacrifice precious beauty sleep to get here hours before your flight. So, go ahead, sleep in. You deserve it, and choose the airport that helps you relax. LNK. Make flying easy.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Big news from your Nebraska Lottery. Mega Millions is now more mega than ever. First off, a new multiplier is built into the game. Plus, there are now bigger jackpots, better odds, and prizes start at $10. So don't miss out on these fantastic enhancements. Visit your favorite Nebraska Lottery retailer today and play Mega Millions with the new built-in multiplier, bigger jackpots, better odds, and prizes starting at $10. Drawings Tuesdays and Fridays. $5 Mega Millions top prize odds, 1 in 290 million.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air,
and Electrical.
Hey volleyballfans, this is Laura Dijkema, national player of the Netherlands and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action. Go Big Green! Hey volleyball fans, this is Laura Dijkema, national player of the Netherlands and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall. Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
Spring sports are here and it's time to upgrade your equipment. But don't go rushing to your big box store. Play It Again Sports is your place to go for all spring sports equipment for baseball, softball, golf, and disc golf. Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And don't forget, buying from them is a great way to get new products with great discounts by also bringing in your used items for store credit or cash on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be breezy, high around 74. Tonight, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly cloudy skies, low near 44. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be breezy with a high near 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Da-da, 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 da-da. All right, welcome back to Window World Wednesday here with Bock in the Blackshirt and Todd Uhlir. We are ready for the Uhlir Report, so let's get busy.
All right. What's all going on since I was on last Wednesday?
Friday. You was here last. You was with us last Friday.
How did that go, by the way?
We did. We had a great turnout for our open house out on 5945 Cornhusker. Come see the new showroom. Check out the windows. I think a lot of people always question the quality. Come see it. We got all the windows there. You guys saw them for yourself. Best quality at the best price is always our guarantee with the best warranty in the industry. I've been out to a lot of it's busy. I've had more appointments and stuff like that, seeing people. It's fun I ran into a huge Husker fan yesterday, Matt. His email actually has the number 55 in it because he was such a huge Christian and Jason Peters fan.
Oh, nice.
So it was, and
double nickel.
They get it. I had the 93 Big 8 championship ring on, and he just thought, he was like, let me take a picture. I got to send that to my buddies. A lot of fun being out in the community and meeting new people. And, but yeah, it was we had some Husker players come down, sign autographs. If you want, we still have some signed autographed things at the showroom. So 5945 Cornhusker Highway, come see us and get a autographed thing from up and coming Huskers. Spring ball, I went to spring practice on Saturday again. I think things are starting to move. Once again, it's just a different spring. Have you been to a practice yet, Terrell?
No.
It's just a different spring than what I went through, or what Terrell went through, or Rashawn, or some of us old folks. And Tim Carpenter was there, and him and I roomed together our freshman year. Or I should say our sophomore year, redshirt freshman year, however they call it. We were when we traveled, we roomed together. And so Tim, good dude from Columbus. His son, Jackson, is there as a wide receiver. My son's there as a fullback / running back. And we, just talking with him about practices, we're like, man, it's just not like it was in the old. And there is a lot of rules put in place for some of the contact that we went through. Maybe Terrell did it.
Is that what you're kind of alluding to more than anything?
Yeah,
It's
more
less
than
physical?
anything, it's just less physical.
Okay.
It's absolutely Nebraska was considered a meat grinder in the 80s and 90s. You just literally, that's what it was. I witnessed that firsthand. Both my brothers witnessed that firsthand. My son's down there and he's like, Dad, this ain't no meat grinder. It's, they're physical when they need to be, but it's so much less than there's rules and regulations in place for that. There's safety of the kids. And then you talk to some NFL guys and they really don't have much contact at all. I don't know what your experience in the NFL, and that was a while ago, Terrell, but I don't know how much contact. From what I understand, like after preseason, there is no contact in practices in the NFL at all, which is crazy to me to think that how they perform on Sundays, right? But when you're going up against the best of the best every Sunday, I would assume you need some time off from that physical, especially as you're not in your teens or early 20s anymore. As I'm 50 and there's no way I can imagine going through a practice right now. Even when I'm watching, I don't think I would want to go through that right now. Probably wouldn't walk for a couple days. But yeah, I think we got some really fun stuff to watch coming up, I think, this fall. And it seems to be coming together pretty good. And I still thought the intensity was there. When they went ones against ones and stuff like that, I thought, the intensity is definitely there, and there's some pads popping, and but it's just not as much, which is just odd to me. And so, but that's college football now. They're getting paid money. They got to take care of them.
Now, were they just doing thud, or was it
a lot of thud? But
Yeah.
they did on Saturday, did a live,
some tackling,
and they got after each other. And so that was the first practice I gone to that they went live and not just thud. And it might have been a 20-minute segment was all of live. And once again, you got to watch out with the rosters potentially coming down to 105 injuries, right? Like, you just don't have the depth. And I think Nebraska as a whole hasn't had the depth. And that's been the issue in the Big Ten, is that we haven't had enough depth to get through a Big Ten regular season. You're not going to come through it with no injuries. You're just not. That's unfortunately part of the game. And so you have to be deep. Trent's good friend, Norfolk Catholic kid, Nolan Fennessy, blew his knee. We'll have surgery in a couple weeks here, so prayers out to him. He'd been taking reps with the twos and moving up, but, I love the walk-on story. Norfolk Catholic kid, though, arch rivals of ours. Trent and him did not like each other in high school, but they became really good friends down here. And Trent said it just broke his heart when he went down. And so, you're not going to get through things without injuries, and you got to be deep. So, but yeah, and also I want to talk a little bit about the House versus the NCAA. The judge, reportedly was supposed to sign on Monday, but she decided to hear arguments for and against. And I think she wants to see some changes potentially before she signs it. Two of the things that I'm reading anyway are a grandfather clause, which I have up on my Facebook page. You can sign the petition for the grandfather clause. Not just kicking these guys out and saying, sending them on their way. And then potentially practice teams were two of the things that I've read in there. But they said this will create a salary cap for schools to pay players, because currently schools can't pay the players. It's NIL collective. It's the 1890. It's the whatever. But the schools will have a salary cap of $20.1 million to pay their players. And I don't know if that's just football or if that's all of sports. Like, it's still so interesting. And I saw Livy Dunn, and you know who Livy Dunn is, Terrell?
Mm-hmm.
She testified. She wasn't able to make money. She had a big, huge following before she came to college. And then in her freshman year of college, you still didn't have NIL. She's a fifth-year senior, so this is the fourth year of NIL. And she's like, I missed out on, like, she could have been doing it. Now, obviously, everybody's trying to get paid for their social media and stuff like that. So she testified in it. And so it sounds like next week, she'll make a decision on what's going to happen.
Here are
going
two
forward.
things Judge Wilkins raised concern about various issues connected to those two deal points, including when she said that, she said including team by team roster limit that will go into effect in combinations with the end of the NCAA current system of team by team scholarship limits. Wilkins appeared to wanted the roster limit phased in so current athletes would not lose their roster spot. Now, if that's the way she's saying it, does that include walk-ons or hurt guys? That's probably one of the things that we have to clarify, that we have to find out, because it's so much going on in this thing. And then the due process legitimate of arrangements under the future college football athletes. That's one thing she want to know, because each year a class comes in, it takes away from the 10-year deal that they have, and it could be another thing they can go through in court. Now, that this judge she told the lawyers that come back in a week to Wilkins, who suggested to fix everything, the parties would need to do some redrafting. That's redrafting in the two of the main points. When the judge said she wanted the lawyer from the NCAA, he said he will get back to his clients and try to work something out. Now, that's if the NCAA wants to, because it wants the grandfather clause that in. I mean, they have to do something, because you just don't want to push a bunch of kids out that fast.
And people keep saying that it'll help the smaller colleges, but will it? Typically a smaller college is going to be more expensive. Do they have the money to fund, scholarships for these athletes? I don't know. Like, it's a pretty interesting point. And I think a lot of kids' dreams are to play Division I, and if they can't play Division I, they move on with life, right? I know that that's the case for my kid. It's like, if I can't play here, I'll just go be a doctor and I'll be good, right? So, and play golf. He loves golf, so thinks he still can't beat me.
Well, at least he's got some pretty darn good backup plan, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, that's one thing I know that he's struggled with this first year has been the schoolwork and the football work, right? Like, when you're pre-med, it's hard. He's taking 15, 16 credit hours a semester. I don't think I ever took more than 12, and I still struggled with that. So, and he knows that football is probably a college thing for him, right? And so he wants to definitely be set up after college. I mean, does he want to play in the NFL? I don't know any football player that doesn't want to play in the, I think everybody, I wanted to play in the NFL, right? Like, I think that's definitely, if you strap the pads on and you play at a high level, you're always wondering, how do I get to the next level? But we understand that, that's a very small percentage of guys that do that. So he's doing a lot better than his dad and taking his schoolwork seriously. And, so, but yeah, that's the Uhlir report. That's really all that's been going on this week. So
yeah, good report this week.
Had a great guest on the Power Hour last Saturday. If you guys haven't seen that, go back and find that replay. It was really good. Wrestling coach out of Texas, and it was just a great show. So go check that out as well.
All right. The Judge Wilkins also said she was interested in signing a partial agreement in the multi-case thing, but NCAA lawyer says the NCAA and the conference will not be interested in partial settlements. They want full approval or no approval. So
I'm telling you,
right.
I've said that it's only a 95% chance to get signed. So
that's a lot of 95%. I'll take 95% over 5%.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I'll take 93.7%
go,
as we are at 93.7 The Ticket here on 1040 O Street. That was the Uhlir Report with Window World Wednesday. We'll be right back.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere air seeder during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order Program. Take your seeding performance to the next level with John Deere's advanced air seeding technology. Achieve precise seed and fertilizer placement, optimize emergence, and cover more acres with less downtime. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order Program. Contact your Landmark Implement for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
Garage doors can break down or quit working at the worst times. At Doors Plus, they understand that a broken garage door sometimes means repair and not replace. Sometimes, all you need to make your door like new again is a few bolts, a realignment, or even a new balance. Trust the pros at Doors Plus to handle your garage door repair the right way so you can get on with your busy schedule. Visit them online at DoorsPlusLLC.com or give them a call today at 402-590-5800. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Hey volleybalfans, this is Laura Dijkema, national player of the Netherlands and now the setter on Omaha's newest professional team, Love Omaha Volleyball. League Volleyball is bringing the heat this year. Don't miss your chance to see Olympians, national players and national champions right here in Omaha from now through April. We can't wait to see you cheering for us in the stands. Visit lovboma.com to buy single match tickets to see me and Love Omaha Volleyball in action. Go Big Green!
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take Dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Put lawn irrigation on automatic. Think Judson Irrigation for worry-free service to Lincoln homeowners and business community. Judson Irrigation will turn on your sprinkler system in the spring, repair or redesign as needed, and turn it off in the fall. For service to orphan sprinklers, remember Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Call the Judson Irrigation Orphanage, 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Picture this. You're in the doghouse and flowers just won't cut it this time. Enter jewelry, the ultimate peace offering. It's a gesture that speaks volumes, showing her you're willing to go the extra mile to make things right. So next time you're in the doghouse, remember, diamonds are a guy's best friend too. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake. Spring is the time of new beginnings and trying new things. If you haven't tried Führer's cheese spread yet, the time is now. For parties for St. Patrick's Day and Easter or celebrating the NCAA tournament with friends, there's no better dip to bring everyone together and celebrate something from Nebraska. Get to your local grocery store today and load up on Führer's cheese spread. No event or party is complete without it on your table.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and my schedule can get a little hectic. From softball practices to going to class, traveling for games, spending time with family, and catching up with friends, I am always on the go. I want a bank that can help me from anywhere, but also be there when I need them. That's Midwest Bank. They have the same mobile banking technology as those big banks, but have that hometown feel that I like every time I walk through the doors. They make banking easy no matter where I am. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
A hibbity hip hop, here we go. We're skipping down the block. Turn my head is 80 degrees and I'm sitting outside looking at my clock. All right, 93.7 The Ticket. We are back. I got some news from your boy. University of Central Florida. Scott Frost and his wife Ashley makes $500,000 commitment to UFC's Competitive Success Fund that directly enhances USC ability to recruit, retain UCF to ability to recruit, retrain, and develop student athletes.
Nice.
Good job, Scott.
He's a nice guy after all.
Yeah.
He wasn't
using
getting
that
Nebraska
Husker
nothing.
money to.
Yeah, that extra $7 million he got for that, that not coaching the Oklahoma game might have came in handy here.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna that Husker money is gonna last him a couple more years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's
So
been good.
At least
Good
he's
luck.
using it well.
good luck to Scott Frost on that, man. What else I had? I had something else, Bock. I don't know what I did with it, Bock. What you got so far?
Not able to run it down. Let's go to the text line. There's a few questions in here. Bill and Bennett wants to know from Todd, because everybody's been asked this on the station. Should Nebraska hang a banner for winning the Crown tournament in your opinion?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Why not? Like, I watched it. I finally watched a couple Husker games. Every time I watch Husker, I don't watch a ton of Husker basketball, but every time I do, they lose.
Oh, okay.
And I watched the last 3 games, and they won all 3 games, and I'm like, all right,
the curse is broken.
The curse is broken. Hang the banner. Why not? Like, we don't have a lot to hang in there.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, absolutely. The kids went, they got it done, and it was fun to watch. I thought at one point, I did turn it off because we were losing so bad at one point, and then I'm like, well, I better turn it back on. And we were coming back. I was like, all right. And then we just kind of pulled away. It was fun.
Yeah. That championship game was certainly a game of runs. I can grant you that.
Bill and Bennett, I drove through Bennett yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. That's the first time I've been through Bennett. I had a call out there south of Bennett. So it was interesting. I've never been through Bennett.
How was your review on Bennett?
Bennett, it's little. It reminded me of home. It reminded me of Battle
Bennett?
Creek. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you could drive right once you go across that bridge.
It reminded me of home.
Yeah.
Reminded me of Battle Creek.
Yeah.
So,
I traveled to all the little towns in Nebraska doing basement work. I went to the city, Western Nebraska.
Yeah.
Good
Western?
city. Western Nebraska.
All
Yeah.
right.
It's a city. Great bar, great food. All the small town bars have great food.
I can tell you, I've been to so many. And now that I'm working with my little brother at Window World, I've been to like Firth and Norris and now Bennett and Adams and
I've been
all over. It's been kind of fun to, I've always heard of them, but I've never been there.
Now I got a question for you, Eulers. This is from Gus Mohawk. Ask Euler who's winning the fight between Christian Peters, Sue, or Richie Incognito.
Sue, probably. Yeah.
Also, am I forgetting anybody that should be mentioned as one of the toughest Husker players of all time? Why do you think Sue? Why do you?
He was, once again, we talk about Lawrence as a running back being different. Sue was just different. He dominated entire offenses by himself. Like, I think he's probably in the weight room, and then, just talented. Now we're talking street fight. Christian and Richie. That's three really good. I'm telling you,
you might not want to break that up.
I say, is Sue ready to stick fingers in eyes?
Yeah.
I think he is.
I think he is.
Based on his NFL career.
The thing about Sue with me is that he is not more vocal than a Christian Peters.
Oh no!
Now Christian Peters, if you wanted somebody to get you hyped for a game,
number one.
He's number one. I don't know what Sue says or does, but he's not explosive at his mouth.
I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about Christian Peters in the locker room before a game.
If you ever seen somebody take something and break it over their head, Bock, and just start running on the field bleeding, hey, that's who you want.
Now,
if you just want not a monk, but a priest that doesn't talk, or a father, or something like that, you probably won't Sue. But I played with Christian Peters, and his pregame talk,
insane.
Never seen anybody talk like that.
Insane.
I mean, he goes last for a reason. Now, if Rashawn can say what he want to say, he doesn't compare to Christian Peters. Nobody does. I don't care who's been there before or after that. Christian Peters give you the right kind of talk and make you want to go out there like you're going to war with two grenades in your hand. You going on the field throwing grenades. It's like playing Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? So, you might get banned for your mouth, but hey, you're going to fight for sure enough. So, and that's one thing about Christian Peters I like.
I can't say because I wasn't ever in the locker room with Sue or any of that, but I obviously was there with Christian, and there's not another guy you want talking to your team before a game than Christian in his heyday. My goodness, it was worth just all the beatings I took just to be in the room for those.
I wonder if he'd be able to replicate that. Like if you brought him back for this game.
I bet he could.
Yeah.
They should.
This era.
They should bring him.
Oh, Christian?
Yeah.
He'll be here for the 30th reunion for us. Yeah, the 30
for 95.
30 for 30.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be 50. I think I'll be 50 then.
I'll be 52.
You're already 50.
As well.
You old guy.
Yeah,
I'm
old.
49. All right, Bock, let's take it a break. And when we come back, we're going to start on some Husker football. We're going to listen to some coaches yesterday. Did we have any players talk, Bock?
I think we just got the coaches out of here.
All right, we're just going to listen to the coaches when we come back at the top of the hour. The fastest 2 hours in radio. Bock in the Blackshirt on here on Windy World Wednesday. All right.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
Pre-order your Hog Wild slow smoked Easter ham today. Hog Wild selects the highest quality whole ham and slow smokes them until they're tender and delicious. Our 100% boneless ham is approximately 4 pounds and $50. Pre-order online at GoHogWild.com. Quantities are limited. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Imagine a healthier, more active, physically fit version of yourself. If you've been putting off getting into shape, now is the time with the Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping 10-Week Challenge. Our program combines kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching to help you achieve your fitness goals. And ticket listeners, you can get $150 off your enrollment. The next 10-week challenge begins on April 12th. You can get all the info at fxblincoln.com. Don't wait any longer. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill and 70th and Vine.
I used to smoke. I thought of cigarettes as my best friend.
They were always there for me when I needed a break.
I also thought cigarettes were my best friend, and then they gave me peripheral artery disease.
I smoked and had a stroke. Actually, multiple strokes.
I smoked and have heart disease.
Here's my tip. If cigarettes are your friend, you need a better friend.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Advanced Medical Imaging is the largest radiology group in Nebraska, located in Lincoln at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard. At Advanced Medical Imaging, they utilize state-of-the-art technology and blend it together with their compassionate, skilled team to guide you through every step. Whether it's an MRI, CT scan, or X-ray, their precise diagnostics help your doctor deliver the best care plan for you. Choose clarity and comfort in your life by choosing Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard and online at amimaging.com.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere air seeder during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order Program. Take your seeding performance to the next level with John Deere's advanced air seeding technology. Achieve precise seed and fertilizer placement, optimize emergence, and cover more acres with less downtime. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year during Landmark Implement's Fast Start Early Order Program. Contact your Landmark Implement for full details and experience the Landmark difference.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
This is 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock in the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley, defending Terrell Farley, who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer. You're listening to Bock in the Blackshirt on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yeah. All right, welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket, the fastest 2 hours in radio. We are here. We are powered
by
Bauer.
Infrastructure.
Bauer.
Underground.
Brad.
Excavating.
All right, welcome back to the show. We are ready for hour number 2. I want to read this thing right here, and I'm not going to tell you where it comes from yet. It says coaches change jobs for a lot of different reasons. Coaches change jobs to get a better job, just like players change schools to get a better job. That happens. That's not a problem. But they said, I'm going to use Buzz Williams as an example. He hasn't talked to his athletic director in a year. In a year, he hasn't talked to his athletic director. That relationship, once your relationship deteriorates, it's a win-win for the school, the coaches, and the program. That's just the way it is. Bob, imagine not talking to DP for a year. Just imagine. Just imagine him hiring you and he walked past you every day and don't say a word to you. That's not the DP we know. DP comes in, he gives us high five, he gives us fist thump, he asks us what we're going to do, what we're talking about, how we can make things better. Guess who does this, Bob? Trev Alberts. How much? I don't know how much emphasis I want to put on this right here when I say this, but I don't think Trev Alberts is a good AD, Bob. From the way Scott, you make Scott Frost look right now with all the things that Trev has done, especially at Texas A&M. His tenure at Texas A&M is starting off way worse than he probably had expected to.
Yeah, a lot more to do than he probably expected to, with the baseball opening right away, now the basketball opening. But yeah, that's not a good report to hear that there's no communication there. I suppose it's better than bad communication, but I'm assuming it's along those same lines, because I mean we all kind of remember the Bo Pelini, Sean Eichhorst thing. I mean, it said you can't help me under a bleeping rock or whatever it was that was out there. So it's just that's like you said, that's just not a good report, especially for a guy that came in. Buzz Williams already had the job there. You'd think you would want to build that, but again, that's why these new athletic directors, and maybe partially why Brian Williams, I'm sure, was considered leaving, is what's your job security if you don't have your athletic director that hired you, A, and then B, if the athletic director that came in doesn't want to form much of a relationship.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad because you have to have that relationship with that, especially as a football coach. I know a football coach has to have a tight relationship with an AD, just like Coach Osborne had with ours. Scott Frost, probably not a good relationship with Trev, but it's a must for communication, because this is the guy who does the hiring and firing, but at the same time, he has to give you something to leave. So, I just think Trev puts himself in a bad situation with the things he does and how he handles it. This is, it's not UNO anymore, because he's in a bigger situation, especially in being an athletic director in the SEC. So, he better tighten up, or he probably won't last long.
Yeah, they're not scared down there either.
Oh no, no, they got too much money.
Yeah,
they got too much money.
They see you.
Well, which is why I think he left for Nebraska to Texas A&M. Obviously going from the Big Ten, the SEC as well. But I think he felt like there's maybe a ceiling as to what he could do with what Nebraska could fundraise here, as opposed to Texas A&M. And so we'll see. I mean, this is obviously not a good report, but you start to get your guys in, and now your guys are going to be held account. You're going to be held accountable for what they do. So He's got his baseball hire in now. It hasn't started off exactly how they wanted. The basketball hire, again, they didn't go and get one of the top names in the industry. They kind of went with an up and coming guy. So, at Texas A&M, is that could pay dividends, could not. I mean, we've kind of seen that. There's no perfect route to go as far as hiring, but he's not universally beloved by Aggies fans at this point. And so it'll be interesting to see if he can kind of turn that corner. But as we all know, it'll really matter what happens with Mike Elko on the football field, especially at Texas A&M, which was a hire he also didn't make. I mean, he kind of inherited that when he came in. So it's interesting to see and sit from afar and think what kind of can happen there, and if, because you kind of go back to what I just said, which is I think he took that job because he thinks there's a higher ceiling of what he can do fundraising and maybe affecting college athletics there. But you still got to be able to make the right hires, and if you don't, you'll be out of a position pretty quickly.
This is some of the comments that were made up under this thing. Frost was right. Relationships are hard for Trev. I'm not going to read that one. That's a bad one. Trev has always seems like he just does whatever Trev wants without much consideration for those above or below him. Huge part of his departure, the whole situation, the whole stadium renovation thing that he had failed to get approved. What else? Trev is going to be Trev. Man, the fall from grace for him is wild. I don't know. Should you love him or hate him? I don't know.
I don't know.
He's still a Husker.
He's still a brother.
That's one part.
It's so hard.
Of I can't take away from Trev because he played here.
Yeah.
He set a standard here, and if we talk about the playing Trev, it's easy to do. Now when you talk about the AD Trev, that's another direction. That goes downhill instead of uphill.
Yeah.
For me.
Well, it's interesting because I think he did when he came in. The surrounding, obviously football wasn't winning. Football wasn't winning when he left. But when the surrounding programs were not competitive, and now they are. Like all the other programs. I shouldn't say all of them, but most of the programs in Husker athletics. So I still think he left somewhat Nebraska in a pretty good position. It was very surprising. It broke our hearts and all that sort of stuff. But as far as that goes. So I it's tough because, you look at the hire. Ultimately, if Matt Rule succeeds here, who hired Matt Rule?
Right.
So
I mean, So I think the Trev Alberts experience and the Trev Alberts legacy as the athletic director here still is to be written, to be seen.
Right.
How that turns out.
Yeah, his Nebraska future lies on Matt Rule. That's it. I mean, his accomplishment at Nebraska, it all falls on Matt Rule because that's the last person he brought in.
Yeah.
Now, with Fred Hoiberg, that's a different story because that goes way back. But Troy Dannon has to keep Fred motivated and to keep him energized and till we get this thing right. I mean, we just won the crown. So now you have
hang the banner.
Now you have to train.
Right.
Put it in the trophy case. Yeah, but now you have to get things right. There's
a big trophy case right down the street from here. It's called the Pinnacle.
45-23 said, do you think that might have been the plan for Trev because they didn't want Buzz Williams and didn't want to pay a buyout?
It could be. I mean, that would be an effective way if you're not gonna fire him, and if he's you kind of might be seeing how the program turns out because they've got a good program that pretty routinely makes, and under Buzz Williams, why was Maryland interested? Because he's a pretty darn good coach. They make the NCAA tournament quite often. But that could have been the approach: is hey, we need if you wanted to make a mark on the program or felt like it could be better, but it would have looked pretty questionable to get rid of a successful coach. Is just say, I'm just not going to talk to him then, and then eventually he'll get the message and go take another job.
All right, Fred Hoiberg said the $300,000 prize money from winning the crown will be evenly across Nebraska's roster. It'd be given out evenly, Bob.
Congratulations.
No 50,000 to Bryce Williams, no 50,000 to Jawan Gary. No,
them all the same. They all had to show up for practice.
Yeah, $18,000. I wish I could just get $18,000 in my account and I have to go to the casino and spend all my hard-earned money just to walk out of there.
You'd be buying Call of Duty skins or something.
No,
so Rick Mass was on the roster. Does he get it? Because he didn't even play this year.
Yeah, that's what Fred said.
Yeah, well, fair enough. How about the guys that just left? You're going to give Gavin Gristis the even split on his way out?
Yeah, everybody, Bob.
Yeah.
Nebraska baseball team beat Kansas yesterday, number 22, Bob. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's more of the perplexing season that is Nebraska baseball.
Yeah.
Pretty darn good against ranked teams.
Yeah. Just struggles against the worst teams.
Similar to basketball.
Yeah.
It really was.
Hey, watch them out. We just won the crown.
I know. We may win the Big Ten yet again if we can get in. You got to qualify into the Big Ten baseball?
I think you do. I'd have to look at what the cutoff is.
I always know there's always something weird there.
Yeah, but a 7-5 win. Nebraska had some runs there. A go-ahead run in the 8th, an insurance run in the 9th. So that's the good news. The Jayhawks fall to 27-7, but with their victory, the Huskers only improved to 15-18. They did use 10 pitchers in the game, so it was definitely a team effort.
Wow.
But we'll see. They've got a weekend road trip with Iowa and have 4 ranked wins on the season. Vanderbilt, Oregon State, of course, twice. They won the weekend series there a couple weekends ago, and then Kansas now.
Yeah, they got their work cut out for them.
Yeah,
they expect to be in postseason at all. I think that's going to be pretty bleak.
It is. It's weird because kind of just running through it. And you don't know what RPI and all that stuff's going to look like down the line. But they have positioned themselves in a just because of the number of losses that you're kind of thinking, well, they're only ways in. It's probably going to win the Big Ten tournament. But there's a lot of. These are quality wins. You might actually be stacking up but I mean, at some point, how much does your total wins kind of take away, especially when you have a losing record?
Right.
Obviously, they got to get over that hump first. But can you build a solid enough resume in the Big Ten out of conference if you don't rack up enough wins? It's hard to say. I'd still think their probably path is through the Big Ten tournament.
All right, I got the 10 best football, basketball schools right here.
Florida.
No, it's 10, Bob. Let me get to it. Number 10, BYU.
Yeah.
All right.
BYU 26-10 in basketball, 11-2 in football.
All right.
Number 9, Ole Miss. 24-12 in basketball, 10-3 in football. Clemson, 27-7 in basketball, 10-4 in football. Michigan Wolverines, don't know how that happened. 27-10 in the Big Ten, 8-5 in football. Number 6, Duke. 35-4 in basketball, 9-4 in football. Was 11 last year, 10 last year rankings. Number 5, the Georgia Bulldogs.
Hey,
20-3 in basketball, and their freshman is turning pro. By the way, big guy. 11-3 in football. 4, Oregon Ducks. 25-10 in basketball, 13-1 in football, and they was number 5 last year in this ranking.
Dana Altman's always going to have them up there.
Yeah.
Number 3, Ohio State Buckeyes. 17-15 in basketball, 14-2 in football. I don't know about that one, Bob.
No,
not with the 17-15.
Well, they were bubble.
Yeah. Tennessee, number 2, 30-8 in basketball, 10-3 in football. And number 1, drum roll. Florida
Gators.
35-4 in basketball.
They're 8-5.
8-5 in football.
But a tough schedule.
But a tough 8-5 schedule.
Yeah.
If Matt Rule can run a gauntlet like that with a Ohio State, Oregon, Penn State, Michigan, USC and Iowa all on the schedule, I'll give him
Yeah.
$10.5 million a year.
Well, in Florida, we mentioned this the other day, the only school now with 3 football titles and 3 basketball titles. So they're the ultimate football basketball combination school.
Did not know that.
And I believe all of those titles in each sport are both post 1996.
Oh,
which is also interesting. So it's as of recent. I call it recent.
Yeah,
It might have
well,
been a
yeah.
20 years
In
ago,
your
Bob.
lifetime.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
30 years ago, Bob.
Yeah.
Almost. 1996. Oh, yeah.
We're still
Yeah.
waiting for our first NCAA basketball win.
Yeah.
Struggling.
There's always that.
Bob,
Yeah.
do they make the NCAA for college? The basketball, have they came out with EA Sports came out with that?
They've been talking about it. I don't think there's an announcement yet. It's at least in discussion territory. But
So it'll be another 26 in football. What will this one be? 26?
NCAA 26. Yeah, what do they
Yeah.
call it? College football 25 was what it was.
25 was last year,
Yeah.
so it'll be 26 this
Yeah.
year. I think I'm gonna play it a lot bit more this year. I mean, they gotta add the old school teams for me. That's the only reason why I don't play it as
They don't
much.
want to pay you.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, eventually you got to pay me because I'm going to take you out of court. I mean, you should have been going back. Whoever living, you should pay him.
Yeah.
Instead of going back 10 years. The struggle was hard in the 90s.
Oh,
Hey, Bock, you ever ate noodles and sardines for lunch for dinner? No,
a lot of ramen noodles.
a lot of ramen noodles. My roommate turned me on to sardines and ramen noodles mixed together.
Now, do you guys think that you had it better at Nebraska in the 90s than they did
Football
in the
wise,
70s?
football.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I would guess.
Because that's the argument kind of for like even like baseball or basketball where the in the pros where it is certainly ballooning, like you're not going to make the same amount of money. Like ask Strick about like he'd rather play in the NBA today because they make a crazy amount of money. But the argument is always, well, yeah, but that's just part of the process of coming along. Look at the generations before you where they, but I was wondering if that would equate to, college football in the 90s for the Huskers.
I don't care if they just, give us something just to make us happy or to shut us up. You pay Ed O'Bannon, so why can't we get paid? That's the question.
Even if you look at the evolution of where we were in 93, 94, 95 versus where the program is now as far as facilities and what, I was having lunch with Trent the other day in the training table and Coach Rule came up and said, "You guys eat this good when you were here?" And I looked at him and I was like, "Yeah, we ate this good. We just ate in a dungeon. We didn't eat at a 5-star restaurant, right?"
Yeah.
We didn't have necessarily all of these options that these guys have. Have you been to the training table, Terrell?
Yeah, I like steak and chicken and what we had pasta.
Yeah, I mean,
steak, chicken, pasta,
and they have all that
chocolate
stuff.
milk.
They have anything you want there.
But these
literally.
kids don't know how to eat.
I mean, they got a smoothie bar. They got an app. You can place your order on the app and then go pick it up when it's not. Like it's insane. So, yeah, did we eat like that? We ate like kings when we were allowed to eat there. There's times when they just don't provide. Right?
We made them barbecue for us, Bob. We made them.
Oh, yeah.
We made them hire art. We made him hire this guy in Lincoln. He's best barbecue cook in the world. He cooked, and we told him, "Hey, we want barbecue. We want ribs. We want barbecue chicken." They hired him, and he cooked the night before the games before us. We'll go down there, get us a plate. After we come back from the movies, go back upstairs with your chicken and ribs or whatever. Basically chicken because that's what we ate right night before game.
Yeah.
But he was a good cook. I mean, you go there, you can. We had everything they had, but we ate up under the stadium where the old, where we had all the
It
old
wasn't
stuff
a
at.
fancy.
It was fancy.
dining
It was fancy
it
to
was
me.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like it is today.
We didn't care. I mean, we just wanted to line up and smash some heads on the football field. I mean, we could have played on Abbott Field down there. We wouldn't have cared. We just wanted to play and win. Winning is the most important thing to us.
The kids that were out at the showroom, were asking me, we were eating together and they're like, "Well, what was your guys' recovery like?" I'm like, "We had cow tanks with ice in it."
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Put some ice on your
We didn't
knee.
have this pool to go in. We didn't have hot tubs.
What's
We
that
didn't-
stem thing that
the
that
little
be
stem,
making
yeah.
your leg jump? You
we
put
didn't have
2 patches on the
sweet
side.
pods and all these things. I think Harburg had that video. He had a thing of his waking up at 4:30 in the morning in a sleep pod and getting to practice. And so
they sleep in sleep pods?
They can. They have sleep pods in that new facility.
Sleep pods for what?
You go in there and it's like zero gravity sleep. So they can take naps and
rest. Yeah.
Oh, that's recovery room, huh?
Yeah, that's part of the recovery.
That's
I mean,
that's baby. That's baby stuff. That's baby football.
I agree with you, Terrell.
Tell them to put that tub up under the stadium.
Put it under the stadium.
They
with
run
the
in,
wind blowing.
jump in there.
Yeah.
I never did that before.
Oh, you didn't do it?
No,
Oh,
I
man,
hate
that's
cold tubs.
But you would hate this staff because everybody has to make at least 2 laps in that
No.
pool right now, and they check you off. So you better be good at bribing the person checking the.
Well, I'm
people
glad
off.
we didn't have to do that.
So.
All right, well, let's go to break, and when we come back, we'll jump into some of the press conference we had yesterday. 93.7 The Ticket, the fastest 2 hours in radio.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks. Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
I tried to hide my cigarette smoking. Then I was rushed into emergency surgery to repair the damage smoking did to my heart. It shocked everyone because they thought I was healthy. Yet because I smoked, I had a severe heart condition that nearly killed me. My tip is, you may be able to hide your smoking from the world, but you can't hide from the damage smoking does to your body.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back. 93.7 The Ticket, the fastest 2 hours in radio. Bock in the Blackshirt with Todd Uhlir here with Wonder World Wednesday. Johnny Cortland says, you imagine George Sullivan and all the soft treatment. My dad and Mr. Sullivan were best friends. He helped me with some recovery in high school and college. Nothing soft, easy, or very comfortable involved. Worked great. And I tell you what.
Sully was one of a kind.
Never get spatted before you with Sully. Yeah. Never get spatted and run on the field. It felt like my arch was
ripped off.
Yeah. I had to get him to cut it off and retape my whole spat job on my foot because I had no circulation. It's like he cut off all circulation to my foot, Bock. And God bless Sully, man. He still was a good tape. He taped up my wrist and in my hand. I used to get this hand taped like a boxer because it used to hurt a lot to grab. Because I use my hands a lot. You know, if I can't tackle you good, I just grab you and just hold you up and just swing you around. So, all right, Bock, let's hop into the conference we had yesterday. Let's start off with Marcus Satterfield.
All right, here's Coach Satterfield and why he chose to stay at Nebraska as a tight ends coach.
That's a great question. We preach every day there's going to be adversity. And if what happened to me is no different than a player getting benched or, having to go from first team to second team. It's no difference. And I believe in this place. I believe in Nebraska. I believe in everything. When I came here, I still believe it. We got great things ahead of us. I think we can do it, and I wanted to be a part of it. I wanted to finish what we started. And I thought it'd be a great example for our guys just to see when you go through some hard stuff, like practice what you preach and just keep coming to work and keep giving it your best every single day.
Yeah, including a $1.4 million.
Probably doesn't hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to be a tight end coach for $1.4 million. I bet you are glad to stay here, and I would be too. But
he's gonna get that money either way is the important.
Yeah. Either way, so I'm glad to hear that he's doing the right thing now. I mean, not doing the right thing, but coaching the right way.
Yeah.
It's hard to be a tight end coach and be a offensive coordinator. I think that's probably one of the, it's just like being an offensive line coach and you're the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, it'd be difficult.
Yeah, got to be difficult because you want to go see what the running backs are doing. You want to go see what the tight ends are doing. Dana Holgerson doesn't have a set position. He coaches. He's an offensive coordinator,
right?
And then they have their own job. So I think that's good for him to focus on tight ends and try to get things right. All right, Bock, let's listen to one more.
Yeah, we got plenty more from Coach Satterfield. Here is Coach Satterfield now talking about some of his players individually. Let's start with Cardinal Nelson.
We're going to make him the best tight end he can possibly be. He weighed 238 pounds this week. So, I mean, he's putting on the weight. He looks great. Again, he's in every meeting with us, so he's learning like the mental aspect of playing tight end. He's caught up and he's exactly where he needs to be. It's just, getting whenever we can get him back out here, just the physical stuff that comes along with the position. But he's so athletic and big and explosive. I can't wait to get him going at a true tight end spot.
Yeah, I think Carter Nelson, the sky's the limit for him. What we don't need to do is rush this kid back. That's what I mean. If it takes to the middle of the season, it takes to the middle of the season. I mean, he can always take a red shirt, but you don't want to re-injure him or cause him a setback in this long process that he's going through. The kid just had double hip surgery, so don't force him to do something that hurts the team in a long run situation.
Yeah, let's move along here. Here's Coach Satterfield on Harburg and his development tight end.
He just had 2 good blocks out there today. I think he just keeps getting better. It's a total different football game that he's playing, and it's easy just to say, hey, you're going to get inside landmark, put your hat and hands on him, and put your face in the block. It's hard to do it, so we just have to keep putting him in those situations. I think by the time the season gets here, he'll be just fine. He's better today than he was yesterday, so just constantly doing it every day is going to get him to where he needs to be.
All right, yeah, just keep he got to keep he could only get better.
I've seen a little of the early practices, and he's definitely getting a little bit better. I've seen a couple times he got blown up pretty good. Just not he's just not. He didn't play a position that was that physical, and now he's playing one of the most physical positions on the team. And he had a little trap block in Vincent Shavers, I believe it was. It was
smacked.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Well, at least he
got back up.
Yeah, let Rashawn tell her he never got mollywopped.
Oh, he got this.
So yesterday we did a ranking. Somebody texted in and we did a ranking on tight ends.
Okay.
Top tight ends at Nebraska.
Top tight ends at Nebraska. Yeah. Okay.
Where would you put VJ?
Well, Johnny Mitchell.
Yeah.
You got.
Would you put him in your
Miller?
I said 25 to 50.
Yeah, he's probably in the top 25, maybe.
He'll be hurt. He was hurt.
Yeah, dude, we've had so many good tight ends.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just think
I love
VJ like a brother.
You don't want to lose your job, do you?
I'm not worried about my job, but I love VJ like a brother, and we just had a lot of
I would like
good tight ends over
now.
there.
I could rank him better if he had more catches. See, if he had 40 receptions, he probably could be in the top 5 because he's a great blocker.
Great blocker. Yeah,
but,
I would put him in the top at least 15 for blocking. Right?
Yeah,
but overall, Johnny Mitchell had a block. And who else? There's Eric Alford.
Yeah.
I remember Eric was a beast.
Sheldon
was okay.
Yeah. Did enough to get ranked.
Armstrong kid that was a walk-on from Ponca that caught like 9 touchdowns. His first 9 receptions were touchdowns.
Yeah.
He was Trace. No, what was his name? Armstrong was his last name. Gerald Armstrong.
Yeah.
Gerald Armstrong. That was back before he left in 94, I believe, before you got here. He was good. We've had a lot of good tight ends.
Yeah.
And I'd not take it. And Vershawn was a very good tight end.
It's still crazy. The last tight end drafted, I believe, is still Tracy Wistrom, all the way back in 2001, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they've had some good ones since then, but just not.
Well, hopefully, your boy would change it this year. Thomas Fedoni.
Right? Yeah.
All right, because the draft comes up 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
What day is that?
24th.
Yeah, I'll be in Mexico for that.
It's a spring game.
You're going to Mexico.
You missing the spring game?
Yeah. Spring games.
Spring fling, whatever they call it.
Husker games.
Yeah, the Husker games.
I'm
let there be light.
I'll be back that Saturday on the 26th because my son's birthday is on the 27th.
You're going to make it to the festival, son?
I get in at like 6 p.m. at night on Saturday from Mexico.
All right, Bock, we got enough for another one, or we got a break?
Yeah, we can get one more.
We got one more, and then give Bill from Bennett. He wants the Gap Band going out, Bock.
Well, we can get that coming in.
All right, coming in.
Yeah. Draft, by the way, this year, Thursday through Saturday, so April 24th through the 26th. The one other guy I'd want to hear about from Coach Satterfield that I think people might start to forget just because we haven't seen him on the field yet is Mac Markway at tight end. Here's his thoughts there.
I didn't. I mean, it was literally like the fourth or fifth play that he was out there, but he's moving around a little bit. You know, he can't do anything in practice, but just watch him move around. Just big, physical, explosive guy, very smart, very intellectual football. You know, he's eat up with the game of football. He studies the game of football. So he's fun to have in our meeting rooms.
And one more guy, I said one, but now it's going two, because I also want to get Lindenmeyer and his thoughts on Lindenmeyer as well.
I mean, he's taken a step as a leader on not just in our room, but not just on the offense, but the overall football team. He does everything the right way, socially, academically, personally. He's a pro, comes to work every day. You know, he leads our young guys. He coaches our young guys. Football is important to him. Nebraska is important to him. So I think he's trending in a direction that, you know, the world is his oyster at this point. He can make whatever he wants of it.
The world is the oyster.
He actually is looking pretty good out there. Lindenmeyer is.
That will be a welcome addition. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that position for Harvard, but certainly if Lindenmeyer can step up, remember Nebraska had a few detractions from that tight end group. But
Eric. All right, 93.7 The Ticket, Bock and the Blackshirt here on Window World Wednesday with Todd Uhlir. We'll be right back for the last segment.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
You grew up on cereal for breakfast and you graduated into drinking coffee at some point as an adult. Now there's a place in Lincoln where you can stay caffeinated but eat like you used to. Control Coffee and Cereal Bar brings Saturday morning vibes to every day with locally roasted specialty coffees, Lotus energy drinks, and tons of breakfast cereals with toppings. And did we mention they have video games to play while you're there too? Control Coffee and Cereal Bar open 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the weekends at 15th and Pine Lake.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call
John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
At Fairway Meat Market, you're family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money on your meat and groceries. Fairway has fresh cut meats, seafood, cheese, wine, and spirits, and a friendly staff that's always ready to help you find what you need. Stop by Fairway Meat Market today to plan your weekly meals in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find. Only at Total Wine and More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be breezy. Afternoon high around 74. Tonight, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly cloudy skies, a low near 44. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be breezy with a high near 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Klecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
I tried to hide my cigarette smoking. Then I was rushed into emergency surgery to repair the damage smoking did to my heart. It shocked everyone because they thought I was healthy, yet because I smoked, I had a severe heart condition that nearly killed me. My tip is, you may be able to hide your smoking from the world, but you can't hide from the damage smoking does to your body.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back with Vershawn Jackson, powered by Bauer, on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to Bock in the Blackshirt here on Window World Wednesday with Todd Uhlir. Bock, we got some of the D-line, coach.
We do have Rob DeBoer.
Let's hear what Rob. Let's hear what Rob. I want to hear Rob. Let's go.
All right, let's get into it. This is Rob DeBoer again. Him and Marcus Satterfield spoke yesterday. Dana Holgerson, EJ Barthel will speak tomorrow. Then Coach Rule will speak as well on Saturday. So let's go to DeBoer and his thoughts on a guy that I know you like there, Terrell and Vincent Shavers Jr.
I think number one, it's important for him to just understand that's important to improve every day. I mean, we're all here for improvement, right? Me as a coach, him as a player. So taking the things that you do well and how can those things be improved? And then obviously what are the things that he needs to work on? So my message to him and every day is like, last year was last year, you know, this is a new year. We're in spring ball and every day we're getting opportunities to get better. So that's kind of our approach with really everyone, not just Vincent, but you know, I really don't care what had happened. I care about today. I care about right now. I care about this meeting. I care about where we're at. You know, I care about this rep, and that's the mentality that you got to have.
Kind of let you know that your position is not safe if you don't.
Better show up.
I mean, spring ball is a learning process. Like I said, for me, my spring ball was working on the craft that I wasn't good at. Either my left hand or right hand was weak on a blitz or taking an outside step. You got to get better at spring, and that what helps you solidify your role on the team. As you get better, the coaches see it. You should be accustomed to the plays, and you know you're running basic stuff out there in spring. So you know in Nebraska, our base defense was 11 robber. So 11 robber to us was like, hey, you got a man and I got a man out the backfield. So I can call pick right. I can call banjo. I can call a lot of things. But, you know, basic defense for Springs are the norm. And he should be very comfortable running the things that he do.
All right, let's jump to some other players that he talked about. This was on Marquise Watson-Trent, the transfer in from Georgia Southern.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's been a huge addition to the room. He's a veteran. He's played a lot of football, knows the game at a high level, obviously learning the system that we're doing here. but great addition to the room. Really good for the younger players. Great experience.
Here's a little more on Watson Tree.
Yeah, I think number one is the high football character and the high football IQ that he has, and that came with his veteran, playing the game a lot, right? So he's got experience, and he's a tackling machine. I mean, he's had over 100 tackles the last few years prior to him being here. So just that experience that he has, really good football player, smart football player. He's a leader. Obviously, still things to improve on, as do all the guys, but he's doing a really nice job.
All right. I like the part smart. That's what we need. A lot of more smart football players that can comprehend on a 3rd and 8 where you need to be instead of where you want to do. You need to be where you need to be.
All right. Here's some thoughts on Dasan McCullough and his impact so far.
Yeah, he's another guy, like when you watch him on tape a year ago, he kind of played all over the place. And he's spending a lot of time with Phil right now, just a big, long, athletic guy who I think can be really multiple in what he's doing, and obviously working with Phil and kind of perfecting his craft right now.
Who he was talking about? I missed that one.
That was Dasan McCullough.
Oh, okay.
Working alongside Phil Simpson.
Oh, yeah, he's a jack. He's a jack linebacker. That's the Oklahoma guy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see him at strong safety, but, they got him at jack, so we got to cheer for him either way it goes, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's where they're focusing him on. Here's talking about Javen Wright and his impact as far as the physical trait and athletics skills he brings.
I think number one, you look at him, he's 6'4", 230 pounds. I mean, he's a big athletic guy as far as his traits. And then you got the young man that I talked about, him as a person. And then just the value of him, he's played some things in the dime package a year ago and playing on 3rd down last year. And so, with his circumstance and his situation, I think now it's just continuing to evolve him as a player.
Yeah. Thing about Javen, he got to become every down player. Not just a guy who comes in on 3rd down. He has to be that, that extra guy we need that push from. Whether it's special teams, whether it's kickoff team, whether it's punt return team. Javen has to get on the field and he has to do a great job. He has to be better than he was 2 years ago. I think he's to the point now where he has to find a true spot on that defense to help him be great and has to be put in a situation to win. You guys ain't got nothing to say?
Oh, well,
I don't like defense.
Yeah. There's more on offense, and I'm just letting the coach speak here. Let's get back to Coach Dvorak here. He says, are talking about having Phil Simpson as Zayd. This is a quick one.
It's been great. Phil's been doing a lot of work with Terry, and then some of the things with me as well. A lot of work with Terry in the pass rush games and, in that world of things. And then Phil and I get together about some of the coverage things that we're doing as well. So it's been good.
So obviously new coaches to work with. He was asked as well what he sees change from Matt Rule with these new hires coming in.
Maybe a little bit, just focusing on the team. And I think he spoke about that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I've been with Coach for a long time, so I kind of know what the standards are, the expectations are, and what he expects from us as a staff and the players. And I think, Coach has been persistent in all of those things over the years. And so just making sure the team is right and obviously holding all of us accountable as coaches and players.
All right.
We can jump to some Harburg if you guys want.
Yeah.
All right.
Do it.
So let's hear from Heinrich Harburg on learning new plays at tight end.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's little things every day. I think there's a couple plays today, but I'm trying not to get too caught up in stuff like that. I want to just keep moving forward, just keep finding ways to get better, and every week just trying to compartmentalize like what I need to work on this week, because there's just so much stuff that it can become overwhelming. And so, maybe this week it's working on getting away from man or working releases. Like it's just these little things every single week. And that's kind of what I was talking about with the quarterback stuff, is like I have this process now, and now I just have to apply it to tight end.
All right. That's a good one.
Yeah. It's gonna be fascinating to see that that whole transition. Is he gonna be tight end ready? Tight end game one? Is it a role that's he's gonna develop throughout the season?
I think that's Lindenmeyer. I think he's the tight end one.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Here's Harburg, our final one we could play today, talked about how Satterfield has been helping, obviously, as his tight end coach. But it's an interesting situation, obviously, because both guys had maybe bigger roles in the offense 2 years ago, and here they are in the tight end room.
Like I said, we haven't really talked about that. I think more of it is Sat and I got really close during the 2023 season. That year was like a war every week trying to find a win. And so he and I just got really tight during 2023. He knows that I was going to do whatever I could to get a win on Saturdays. And I watched him basically live in the facility that year. He gave everything he had that year. And I respect him so much. That's a guy that I would go to battle for any day of the week.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Quick note right here, Bock. Tennessee is expected to replace Nebraska series and play Georgia Tech in 26 and 27.
Hey, there you go. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty good game.
Good team, yeah. Why didn't they go after Ohio or Northern Illinois or I don't know. Take a shot.
Bowling Green.
Yeah, don't they want to add the wins? Yeah.
That's all right. All right. We thank you for listening to the Captain Show right here on. I messed that one up. Thank you for listening to the Captain Show right here, Window World Wednesday with Todd Uhlir with Bock in the Black Shirt. We will see y'all Thursday here at Lincoln Youth. What they call it, Bock? LFS? Yeah. Lincoln Sports Foundation.
Right.
We'll be here tomorrow. And the Captain. Sweet. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Picture this. You're in the doghouse and flowers just won't cut it this time. Enter jewelry, the ultimate peace offering. It's a gesture that speaks volumes, showing her you're willing to go the extra mile to make things right. So next time you're in the doghouse, remember, diamonds are a guy's best friend too. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies and it will be breezy. An afternoon high around 74. Tonight, a slight chance of showers, otherwise partly cloudy skies, a low near 44. And tomorrow, we'll see mainly sunny skies, and it will be breezy with a high near 69. I'm meteorologist Kyle Flecker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Take control of your health with the DASH scan at Advanced Medical Imaging. The DASH scan is a full-body MRI designed for advanced health screening. This dynamic approach provides exceptionally sharp images across multiple organ systems, helping to detect potential concerns early. With minimal radiation and no invasive procedures, the DASH scan offers a safe, comprehensive look at your health. Plus, results are delivered faster than ever, giving both patients and physicians confidence in screening and diagnosis. Your health is too important to wait. Schedule your DASH scan today at Advanced Medical Imaging. Visit amimaging.com or call 402-484-6677 to learn more.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.